What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean, and I've been wanting to do this video for a while. This is talking about some of the stuff that I use for my shipping hauls. I gotta order this stuff numerous times a year, and I figure we can go over all the types of stuff that I get, the types of boxes that I use, the materials that I use, and I want to say collectively for all this you see here, plus I got some stuff off to the side, I paid somewhere around like 35 bucks for everything you're going to see here. I'll talk about how that's possible, so hopefully this video will help some of you guys out there that are struggling with shipping supplies or want some pointers on things to get. So anyway, sit back and relax. Let's talk about it. Alright guys, so I'm going to start this video off with the eBay quarterly coupon, and if you are not in the know, this is a big deal. If you have an eBay store, which I'm imagining a lot of you out there do, if you pay for your store subscription, there are multiple tiers. For both of my stores, only one of them has the $59.99 a month fee associated with it. The other one is just now getting to the point where I feel it's going to be necessary to do so. So each quarter you get a coupon to use. With the $59.99 a month tier, you get a $50 a month, or not $50 a month, but $50 every quarter. So you get 4 of them to use throughout the year, which is very nice. It's essentially a free $50, and you may be thinking to yourself, how is it free if you're paying for that monthly subscription? If you look at your numbers on eBay versus what you're selling, what you're making, and what it actually costs to list, and your final value fees associated with it, usually 100% of the time you're actually paying more if you don't have a subscription service for a store on eBay. It's kind of weird if you think about it, but then all of a sudden it'll make sense to you and you're like, oh my god, why the hell am I paying all this money when I can pay 60 versus paying, you know, 150, 180, whatever your invoice would have been had you not had the store subscription. Now, I will say the lower tiers, I don't know what the prices are on them. I know there's like an entry level like at $5, and then one maybe like at $29.99. I'm not sure. I believe there is a $25 quarterly coupon that you get for the lower tiers. I don't know where it starts at or what the requirements are for it. And I believe you do get more for a higher tier store, which my store is not at it. For the one store that has it, it averages somewhere between 600 to 800, 900 listings at a given time. And that's perfect for me for what it is. If I had more listings, if I was going through more, I would consider upgrading, but I don't believe I need to. The other store that I've started up a while back that's actually starting to do really well now, it averages, I want to say, about 200 to 300 items, but the sell-through rate on that is just absolutely ridiculous, and I'm considering upping that one up. I'm just not yet decided to do so. Once it starts making sense to do so, I will, and that quarterly coupon will, again, be very nice because I'll essentially double, you know, some of my packaging supplies that I get. Now, obviously, I can't survive doing what I do just on 4 supply hauls a year. This is just to showcase some of the free stuff that you get through the eBay store, as well as some of the other stuff that I got to get all the time. Bubble wrap, priority boxes, and other things. So that's what we're going to be discussing. So anyway, some of the stuff that you get with your quarterly coupon, these are some of the items that I like to get. Everybody's different. They all have their personal preferences, and I will say this, eBay's prices for their shipping supplies is stupid. It's ridiculously high. I would never pay for it out of pocket. Had I not had a free coupon, you would never see it on my table. But since I get it, it's one of those things where if you don't use it, you lose it. So use it to get stuff that you need. It's not going to cost you anything. So anyways, first up is tape. I got to burn through tape all the time. Tape can be expensive, and the eBay branded tape's actually not terrible. It's not the best. It clings pretty bad. But you order this, I don't know what it comes in. I think it comes in like a case of 24 or 16 or something like that. I usually, because whenever I use my quarterly coupon, I try to get a few things at a time. But the tape, I get 3 or 4 stacks of this. It usually lasts me for a little bit. Never enough for another quarterly, obviously. I usually got to get other tape in between, but this tides me over pretty well. It's not bad for what it is, price-wise, what you're paying for with your coupon. But then again, like I said, if you're actually paying out of pocket for this stuff, never do it. Talking about some of the boxes that I use actually use various boxes through eBay. Their boxes aren't terrible at all. Again, their prices are ridiculously stupid. Like if you were paying out of pocket, the price per would be not worth it at all. But again, you're getting this stuff for free through your quarterly, so it's definitely worth it. The first one that I like to use, I use this one quite often. This is a 6x4x4, and this one actually is, it's small, but it's perfect for a controller. This thing actually houses all the way up to a GameCube controller very nicely. Throw some bubble wrap in there, and it's nice and secure, and it's still under first class, which is what you want it. You want it to be in that first class tier, and it's hard. I mean, if you have a controller and you bubble wrap that thing, and stick it in a bubble mailer, sure, it's most likely going to be fine, but this just adds a little bit more security and a little bit more professionalism to them. They actually come in this box right here. I wanted to show you this one over here just for the fact that not only do you get, you know, 25 per, I think I get 50 of these at a time whenever I do them, but you get that nice big box that it comes with. Always save your boxes. Any reseller is going to have this little corner in their shop wherever it is, and this is going to be filled with the most random boxes. And that's how I like to live, dangerously and crazy. Alright, so the next box I got up is the 8x6x4. It's bigger, obviously, than the first one. But this box is good for when you're getting over a pound. And depending on what the item is, you know, if you got a stack of VHSs, you can get about 3 in there, you know, if they're decent VHSs that sell for a bit. And get that out medium mail while it's still protected and not having to waste a box. One term that a lot of people don't understand is void when it comes to a box, and you don't want to waste void fill. And what void fill is whatever you package into a box, all the remaining space in the box, you have to put something in there so it doesn't bounce around if you are a actual decent seller. And the less void space that you have, the better for it. So you want to get a nice tight box. Nothing that constricts the item to where it's too tight, but to where you have to use as little void fill as possible. So this box isn't terrible. I don't use this quite as often as, like, let's say the smaller box or the bigger one I'm going to show you. But it does come into play. And again, whenever I have my quarterly, I'll usually pick one of these up maybe once, twice a year. And I still have some of these left over. Alright, next box we got here is a 10x8x6, and this I always consider like the children's version of a Priority 12x10. But it's a good box. This is excellent for when you're shipping things, obviously, other than Priority mail. You don't want to ship, you know, you don't want to waste a box like this and then ship it Priority. I use these things for parcel ground selects or media mail, or if I'm, you know, shipping through a different service, FedEx or whatever it may be. These boxes are great for it. So the bigger the boxes, you get 25 at a time. And again, like I said, if you go to look on eBay shipping supplies, these prices are terrible, but you're getting these things for free. Now, I will say sometimes I think they do this on purpose with their pricing. They do it to where you're usually going to pay, like, I don't know, a few bucks in tax, or maybe you're just a little bit over, which is the case with some of the stuff. I think the last quarterly I did, I ended up paying like $5 and some random change extra. But that's okay, because you're getting, you know, essentially $55 worth for $5, which is, you know, perfectly fine. But in my mind, it's like $30 worth of material. They overcharge like crazy, but that's their little ragged. But I can't hate that, since you're getting this stuff again through, yeah, I mean, they're basically just, it's an incentive to get the store. The savings, the final value fees, and everything else associated with the store subscription isn't enough incentive. This has to be what pulls you in, because I absolutely love eBay shipping supplies. So speaking of void fill, one of the items that you can actually get on eBay is tissue paper. You can get this. It comes in, I want to say, like packs of 250, possibly more. It's actually very cheap and affordable, and it's just very, very light paper. It's like one notch above, like prison grade toilet paper, and, you know, like one notch below like school toilet paper, I guess. It's not the greatest as far as price, but again, if you don't have anything that you need, you know, right off the bat for your shipping supplies, it's great void fill. This stuff, you ball it up. It's great for ceramics. It's great for, you know, glasswares if you're selling that stuff, you know, instead of newspaper. Yeah, this, and plus with the eBay logo, obviously it looks a little bit nicer and a little bit more professional. Again, if you're sizing your boxes right, you don't have to use as much void fill, but these are great for packing corners, and they work really well. I actually still got maybe 2 boxes left, maybe a box and a half. I use this quite often. Alright guys, so we got the nice sounds of the rain starting to kick in, so hopefully that won't be too noticeable on the video itself. We're going to talk about Priority mailboxes, USPS free supplies. This stuff costs absolutely nothing. This is free. A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of entry-level resellers, they'll be like, how the hell did you get all that stuff? You don't realize you get it for free. I order this. I probably do I don't like to keep stacks of this stuff at the house. And, you know, I don't have as much room as it is. So I order this stuff, you know, basically as I need it. When I start getting low, I'll order it. I probably maybe do 10, 15 orders a year for the stuff. But anyways, what we got here, we're going to start out with, this is let me actually open this up here. Alright, so for this box right here, this is, again, I'm referencing the void fill. This is a priority. It's not a flat rate at all, and this is like the hidden gem of priority mailboxes. Not a lot of people talk about this one. I never see it. But it's obviously a lot smaller than the 12 by 12 by 10, which is what a lot of people get. I see so many people taking 12 by 12 by 10s, and they will completely, like, it'll be like a small object, but they'll throw so much wasted void fill in there. It's unreal. For this one, for its size, you can fit a GameCube in there. You can fit a controller in there. You can fit a Wii in here. You can, well, I'm telling you, the possibilities are endless, and you end up with less void fill. Again, I don't use this one as often. I do find myself Frankensteining a 12 by 12 by 10 more often than not. But this one's also great for Frankensteining as well, closing off the bottom and adding another one depending on what you're shipping. You know, it's, as a reseller, you're going to end up shipping some weird stuff, and you're gonna spend, hell, I probably spent an hour one time doing packages, or one specific package Frankensteining. And then, you know, it's fun and annoying, but, you know, that's part of the challenge. That's the way it is. Here's another one that a lot of people don't really talk about as often. This is the Priority Mail shoebox, which is very nice. It fits 2 clown-like size shoes, meaning that you can fit a very large pair of shoes in your boots. It doesn't work too well, but you know, size 15, man, you can throw them in here. It's a nice rectangular box. It's perfect for shoes. I'm not going to open this up and take it out, but you get the idea. And again, USPS website, these things are perfect if you sell a lot of shoes, which I do. So these things always come in handy. They don't take that much void fill. And what's really nice is usually whenever you put these shoes in, you're going to end up with a lot of void, about, you know, a good bit. But you just Frankenstein the box down, cut that off, and you actually constrict it even more. These things work out really well. I don't order these things a ton. I sell shoes often, but not enough to warrant getting... most everything you see here, I have about 3 of them whenever I order them. This one, I only get 2 at a time when I do. Alright, so another box here. This one I don't use that often. I'll probably order this maybe once or twice a year. And when I do, I get a couple of them, but that's about it. They usually sit, and I'll usually have some left over, and they just kind of add up. This box I use generally just for board games or puzzles. It's perfect for it. They used to actually have a board game specific box on the USPS website, and I want to say it used to be free, but now they actually, if you can still get it, I want to say someone said that it was, it's actually flat rate now, which is ridiculous. This is actually like perfect size almost for any board game that I've encountered, and if worst comes to worst, you can Frankenstein it, elongate it, and there you go, you can fill it up completely. But this one's absolutely perfect for said board games or, you know, puzzles, just long, crazy looking objects. This thing actually works great for it. Another one that I like to keep in my arsenal. So one of the last things I want to talk about, I'm not going over like every single shipping supply I get. This is really just what I got in this haul. You know, each time I order, it's a little bit different. Whenever I do another haul, if it's, you know, dramatically different, because there are a bunch of other things that you don't see that I have to get, you know, different bubble mailers, things like that. There's actually no bubble mailers in this at all. This is mainly just for the boxes and the bubble wrap and the tape. But the bubble wrap, my God, any reseller will tell you, bubble wrap is, this is the ticket right here, man. I go crazy for bubble wrap. And this roll right here is 350 foot worth of bubble wrap, square footage. And I actually got 2 of them. And this is the craziest thing. This was the most expensive that I paid out of all this. The cheapest that I've ever gotten this for, you get 700, you know, square foot of bubble wrap. This is actually 2, by the way. This is, you can break this in half. Actually, I'm not going to, oh, good God, I ain't got the Hulk strength to do it. And that's what I usually do. They use them in 12 foot long segments. But the cheapest I ever got it for was $18.99, free shipping. I I am not kidding on this one. I had to pay up for this one because it's you just got to catch it when it's on sale. And I go through bubble wrap very frequently. I got to order this stuff multiple times a year. And like I said, I got it for $18.99 a few times this year. This time I paid $24.99 for 700 foot. That alone is still a fantastic deal for bubble wrap. It's everybody always wants to, you know, brag about how they get bubble wrap so cheap and cheap and cheap. For me, that's fantastic. $18.99 when I can catch it when it's on sale. I usually like to get 3 or 4 rolls of it at a time. I don't know how the hell they're able to ship this stuff. They have to have deals worked out with whatever shipping company. Usually it comes FedEx. To be able to ship something like this, because the box that this, it either comes in a huge box or it comes in a bag that's the size of a man. And it's crazy, but this bubble wrap, I can burn through it, and I can order it up, and it doesn't cost that much. All right, guys. So ignore this white drop table right here. It's actually I don't list on this. I actually have things that I put up here to list, and this is just kind of protect the table underneath, which I don't know why I'm doing that. But regardless, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It wasn't to talk, like I said, it wasn't to talk about every single shipping supply that I get. It's just for what I got for this shipping haul. I paid like 35 bucks for everything you saw. Again, that bubble wrap being the most expensive out of everything, and usually it's not even that expensive. I can usually come out a lot cheaper. I order shipping supplies all throughout the year, different times. I burn up that quarterly coupon the second it comes in, and then I got to order multiple times in between. If you like the video, I might talk, you know, a little bit more in depth on, you know, different shipping supplies, what you could do with them. I'll try to leave that link for the bubble wrap in the description if I can remember. I'm not going to leave a link for the USPS website, nor am I going to for the eBay's website for a store subscription. If you can't figure that up, I don't know what to tell you. But for the bubble wrap, definitely going to leave a link for that. A lot of times on Amazon, it'll say currently unavailable, and it might say like $28.99, $27.99. Just, you know, save it, and whenever that thing goes on sale, which it does often, bite on it, because 700 square foot of bubble wrap for $18.99, $19.99. Hell, you get it under 30 bucks. That's still a phenomenal deal. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and you learned something. And as always, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.